kicking, everybody? We are back for another episode of Pickin' Six. I'm Keith, and I got two other members of the Pickin' Winners crew with me tonight. Now, I do just want to explain to you people at home how this show works, because I know you might be looking at last week and saying, wait, so Tyler was there, but Mac's not here this week and Skids isn't here this week. Well, that's because this is the entire crew for Pickin' Winners. Week by week, it's going to be like a revolving door. I'll be here no matter what. But, maybe one week you might see Tyler. Maybe one week you won't see Tyler. Maybe you'll see a guy you've never seen on here before, our buddy Fred. Skids could be back. Connor could be back. Tom could be here, my co-host over at Pickin' Fights. But just keep in mind, this is like a revolving door for the crew. Everybody's going to be in and out. Now, with that being said, I am joined tonight by Tyler and Connor. Tyler, how are you tonight?
Keith, I'm doing fantastic. Monday Night Football's on. And the Ravens, looks like they're beating the Raiders. It's a good night. How are you, Keith? I'll ask you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for asking. I'm actually doing about halfway decent. I spent my whole day at the DMV. I was there from 10:30 to 4 o'clock. But I am excited to be watching some football, talking some football. But after the week I had last week, giving out some picks, I'm feeling a bit poor. I've been living off of Wendy's chicken nuggets. So hopefully we can turn it around this week so I don't have to eat fast food anymore. Connor, how are you tonight, bro?
I'm great, bro. I'm up in a new apartment in Connecticut. Just found out this morning online sports gambling is going live in CT, coming sometime in October of this year. So I'm very excited about that. And I got some good picks ready to make some people some money this week.
Yeah, well, I hope we do. If you did tail our picks last week, and especially mine in particular, and you're upset with me, let me know in the comments down below. If you tailed Mac and Tyler on college football, let them know in the comments how well they did for you. I know Mac gave out Toledo, and Toledo almost beat Notre Dame. What a game that was, too. Incredible. I loved it. I'm not really a Notre Dame fan, even though everybody seems to assume that I am. What is it? I look a little Irish. I don't know. But, yeah, Toledo, that was a great pick. He gave out Oregon money line. They beat Ohio State. So let us know in the comments down below what you thought of those picks, if you made some money, if you lost some money with me, and now you have to resort to eating a family-sized Wendy's spicy chicken nuggets every night for a week. Also, make sure that if you're here, you like this video. If you hit the dislike button, Tyler's going to come to your house with a baseball bat and a ski mask, and he's going to wear a pair of gloves so that, nobody can identify him really. I'm saying this now, but you won't really know it was him. So if you dislike this video, just know Tyler's coming for you like the Jew Bear in Inglourious Bastards. And Connor is going to come for you if you don't subscribe. He won't be wearing a ski mask and using a bat. He just shows up. He's like a fighting Irish guy. He's just going to show up totally, face exposed, using his fists. So keep an eye out for that. YouTube, the people running this website, just know that wasn't a threat of violence. We're just trying to increase our counts and get those numbers up. So please support us. Thank you, all those people at home, especially if we're making you some money. So we're going to kick it off with our picks of the week. Some might call them locks. I'm a little bit shakier on mine. It's not a lock, but it's definitely my pick of the week. I have the Arizona Cardinals -4 over the Minnesota Vikings. When you look at Kyler Murray's performance last week, it doesn't necessarily reflect it in the numbers, because those numbers were really good. But also when you look at him on the field, he's playing Madden out there with these guys. He's running back and forth across the field behind the line of scrimmage, making defensive linemen look like they've never been on a football field before, and then just lobbing it down the field to his guys wide open. You got Calvin Ridley out there. Kyle Pitts didn't perform as well as you would like him to, but the rookie tight end, he's going to have numbers upcoming in this week. So, those Cardinals all around, they are my dark horse team to win the Super Bowl this year. And I really like them against a team led by stinky-ass Kirk Cousins. Anywhere you look, Kirk Cousins, he's just bad at football. Yeah, you like that. Maybe we like that when he was with the formerly known as Redskins. But Kirk Cousins, we don't like that anymore, dude. You got to step it up. Hopefully this isn't the week that he steps it up, though, because my lock of the week is the Arizona Cardinals -4. Keep an eye on that under, too, because I don't like the Vikings to put up a lot of points this week. Who knows? Maybe Dalvin Cook. Maybe he sees the end zone a couple times. But I really like -4 possibly under 51 in that game as well. Tyler, I'm going to kick it over to you. What is your pick of the week?
All right. Thank you, Keith. Well, my pick is the Los Angeles Rams in their $5 billion with a B stadium, -4.5 over the Colts from Indianapolis. After watching the Rams play the Bears last night, once again, I said it last week, I'll say it again. As a UGA fan, seeing Matthew Stafford with the sleeve, looking fantastic, throwing the ball over the yard, having some fun, getting the boys fired up and getting it done. I could not take him again coming this week. Colts, I had higher hopes for them. Carson Wentz was on the ground a lot. The Colts O-line is suffering a bit this year. Even though the Colts defense is most definitely still not something to mess with, I don't know if that offense is going to be ready for a defense such as the Rams. So I like that Rams -4 as my lock of the week, my pick of the week.
Hey, it could be your lock,
Yeah.
It could be your lock, but just know that when you say it's a lock, there's a lot that comes with that. Connor, who is your pick of the week?
Not going lock, I'm going pick of the week. I'm going to be eating some W's with my boy Jameis down in New Orleans. They're -3.5 in Carolina against the Panthers. Now he threw for 5 TDs yesterday. He got your boy, what's his name, Chris Hogan. He got a tutty, and also I'm never going to trust Sam Darnold. Never have, never will. He's under center for the Panthers, so give me them Saints. They're marching in and they're marching away with the W.
I like that pick as well. Jameis Winston surprised everybody. That post-game interview with him where he was like, what did he say?
He goes, yeah, and just throwing it back to what my strength and conditioning coach said. Oh, wait, what did he say?
Oh, yeah, he said be prepared. Yeah, and that was after he went on like a little tangent about being prepared before he dropped that quote. So, all-time moment from Jameis Winston. He's competing with Eli Manning for one of the dumbest quarterbacks of all time. But at the same token, Jameis Winston, who knows, down there in New Orleans, that might be the move. Drew Brees said to him at the end of last season, hey, buddy, this is your team now. Make something happen. And Jameis Winston, after week 1, he looks to be making it happen. 5 touchdowns for the W. Eaton Jameis Winston.
Let me say something before we move on. So I heard something interesting in the way that they were bringing in Taysom Hill to basically limit all of Jameis's turnovers. Now, they have the ability to put someone who's decent under center as a backup and in the rotation who could slide in and make a play with his feet also. And if you take away his picks, we could be seeing a big offensive output from our boy Jameis down there.
We definitely could. We definitely could. That was Jameis Winston's biggest problem throughout his NFL career was turnovers. When he was with the Buccaneers, he boasted a pretty tight touchdown to interception ratio. So, but did he even have any interceptions yesterday with the Saints?
No, I don't believe so.
No.
Wow, so he's starting off the season strong already. 5
Starting strong. And like my thought process is if you don't let him throw a lot of picks early, he's going to be rolling at an all-time high confidence that we haven't seen since his collegiate days.
Yeah,
back it up. Scary.
Yeah, back it up.
Scary.
Yes, it definitely could be because he used to absolutely steamroll teams back in those Seminole days. So I got another game that I really want to keep an eye on, and I'm going to turn it over to you guys after I get done touching on it to hear your thoughts. But we have the New England Patriots facing the New York Jets. The line is 5.5. The favorite is the New England Patriots, and that is one of my favorite picks this week, the New England Patriots. They looked pretty good this week against the Miami Dolphins, right? They covered the spread over there, I believe. Am I correct?
No, I think Miami was +3 and they won. So I don't think Pat's covered.
Yeah, they didn't cover, but they had a chance to win it down the stretch of the game.
Yeah.
They definitely didn't cover. You know what? After a Sunday of sitting in front of a television, drinking beers, especially some heavy IPAs like I am right now, it can get a little bit tough to remember exactly every game and what the outcome was. So I still like the New England Patriots here to cover, though. The Jets are the Jets. They'll always be the Jets until they pick it up and Woody Johnson decides to take them to another state and end the New York Jets franchise forever. The New York Jets are the Jets. That's really all you can say here. And Bill Belichick looks to be working with Mac Jones. You know, everybody was saying that even though the Pats lost that game, it was still a good look for Mac Jones out there. Like, it was still a win in a lot of Patriots hearts, a lot of Patriots fans' hearts, because there's clear hope for that franchise going forward. There's a reason that Bill Belichick left the coaching job for the New York Jets. Not many people remember this or were even alive for this that are probably watching this right now. But Bill Belichick was hired to be the head coach of the New York Jets back in the day and left the job like the day after to go coach the Patriots. There was a reason for that. He knows them inside and out. He knows the Jets. The Jets are one of the easiest teams for Bill Belichick to coach against, no matter who is the coach. You know, it could be who was it? Todd Bowles. It could be who was the cokehead with the crazy eyes for the past couple of years. Can't remember his name. But you know, it could be Robert Salah like they have now. People at home, Tyler, you're giving me that face. People at home will be watching. They'll know exactly who I'm talking about. But he was their last coach. He was there when Sam Darnold was there. But listen, Bill Belichick versus the Jets. Mac Jones, who's looking like the second coming of Tom Brady right now. You know, he's unathletic, not really highly touted as an NFL quarterback, proving people wrong. I like the Pats here. I also like the under in that game. The Pats have a pretty solid defense. Under looks to be posted at like 43. The Jets won't be putting up a lot of points. Not many weapons on the offense over there. I don't really have a lot of trust in that young quarterback whose name is escaping me, the pretty boy that kind of looks like – yeah, Zach Wilson, yep. Not a lot of trust in him over there. So, I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? Am I wrong? Are you guys rolling with the Jets here, or do you think the Pats will cover?
That was one of the games I was thinking of for my pick of the week, but I don't want to rely on either way a really young quarterback that's unproven in the league. I do like Mac Jones a lot more than I do Zach Wilson at this early stage in both of their respective careers. But if I do roll with something on this game, it's going to be the Pats at -5.5. But I'm not giving you that as a pick right now, but that's how I'd be leaning.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Were you trying to describe Rex Ryan?
No, not that guy.
Okay,
I
was like, is that your description of Rex Ryan? I can't
Adam Gase.
Oh, yeah. Holy shit. I was like,
yeah, he really came and went and left these memories really fast.
Yeah.
No, Rex Ryan was the foot guy.
Yeah. As far as the Pats go, I'm kind of in the same boat as Connor. I'm definitely not ever going to pick the Jets to win a football game because Jets going to jet, as some would say. It's a battle of rookie quarterbacks, which is always an interesting play. But if I were to lean either direction, it'd be with the Pats because Mac Jones, first game, looked pretty good. You know, especially in a Bill Belichick system. I think that he will thrive going forward.
He has more weapons and they have a much superior defense than the Jets do.
Yeah. I definitely agree. All right. So do you guys have any picks before I flip it over to my next pick? Tyler, do you have any for us?
I have a sneaky one, and bear with me. The Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow, +3 against the Chicago Bears.
I like it.
Looked really good last week. I had Red Zone on. I mean, who doesn't love that? 7 hours commercial-free football, no free ads.
Scott Hansen, baby.
And the couple plays from the Bengals that I watched is Joe Burrow airing it out deep to his other boy from LSU, Jamar Chase. They look pretty good. Their offense looks solid. Joe Burrow's not spending as much time on the ground as he did last year. Hopefully they'll keep him protected. But Bengals +3 against the Bears is something I'm liking.
Yeah,
Love
I like
there.
that too. The Jamar Chase could actually see the ball now that the regular season came around. And the Bears defense isn't what it has been the last several years. So I kind of like that also. It wasn't a game I was thinking about, but I like the way where your head's at, Ty.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. What do you
Yeah.
got, Connor?
I'm between two here. I think I'm gonna say the over 55 in Cowboys Chargers.
Ooh.
Now I was looking at the injury list. The Cowboys have a few members of their defense that are going to be on the injury list. They do have Dak look dynamic, Zeke's back. Their young guys are balling, and also the Chargers are going to be at home. So I'm liking the output. Herbert looks like an absolute stud, and I'm going with the over. The boys put up what they put up 28 against the Bucks, who have a stellar defense. Chargers do not have as good of a defense, so I'm liking the over here. Over 55. Going to be a shootout. A lot of points are going on the board on Sunday.
I like that pick. You want to talk about overs? I got another over for you too. I like the over in the Falcons Buccaneers game. Now, the spread down there is 13. That one makes me a little bit uncomfortable, but over 52. I like the Buccaneers to put up 44 of those 52 points. I really think it's going to happen this week against a really subpar Falcons team. Matt Ryan spent a lot of time on the floor. You want to talk about that? That man got laid out all over the frickin' place. But I like that pick a lot. I like betting overs. I personally don't like betting unders. You got everybody with their little saying, "Oh, life's too short to bet the over." No, the over is the most exciting bet in football. There's no other way to put it. You root for every team to score a lot of points. That's just about it. That's it. And that's a game where a lot of points will be scored, probably way more by one team than another. But what I like to happen in that game is for the Bucs to go up so early that they start giving guys like Vita Vea and a lot of their stellar secondary some breaks on defense. And then maybe the Falcons can sneak in some last-minute points over there. After the Buccaneers have put up anywhere from 36 to 44 points. If you're a guy that likes to bet, or girl, we don't discriminate here. There's girl bettors out there. They're making their names right now. You got Megan making money. She's out there doing her thing. But if you're one of those types of people that likes to bet individual teams to get a certain amount of points, I've seen a prop, the Bucs to have 40 plus points. I believe that's plus 250. If that's the case and you like to take those kinds of bets, I feel like that's also another really good bet on this game. I think that the Buccaneers will be firing on all cylinders this year. I said the Cardinals were my dark horse team to win it all, but the Bucs are my clear favorite pick again. I had them last year, got them again this year. What do you guys think about that over?
I like it. I'm with you on that one. I think the Falcons, they're gonna get something rolling, so they're probably gonna end up with 13 points, probably a late touchdown and a couple field goals here and there earlier on in the game. But yeah, Tom Brady's gonna put up a hell of a stat line, which will be good for my fantasy team.
Yeah.
Real quick, you want to talk about fantasy teams in that game? I played Tyler this week in our league, and I had Gronk and AB on my bench. So that was like 60 points I missed out on right there. Tyler, what were you about to say? I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I don't mind you talk. You kind of delivered me this win, but I appreciate it. The over, I don't mind it. I mean, I'm definitely not one to bet unders unless it's just the only thing there. I think that you're right that Tommy Brady is always there for a couple touchdowns, and I think I really like what Connor said. The Falcons put some up in the end. They'll probably get 13, maybe 17, maybe 20 at most, with just some extra field goals in the end, maybe a touchdown here or there. So I like that over.
Yeah, that is one of my favorite overs this week. By the way, you said I handed you that win. In my defense, who would have known that Thursday night was going to be a 2015 repeat with Gronk and AB putting up those numbers? I couldn't.
Yeah.
But now that I know that's what kind of season we're about to have down in Tampa Bay, it's not going to be so easy on the guy I'm playing next week. Connor, do you have any other picks for us?
Yeah. So I'm liking over 50 points in Eagles and 49ers. Keeping with the overs train, two teams that put up big numbers yesterday. Now, the Eagles are at home. Jalen Hurts, he's got his legs under him, arm behind him, making plays on his feet out of the pocket. And the 40, like, it's not huge like the last overs pick I gave at 55. It's at 50, which is doable. Do the math. 26, 25 could be the score that makes a hit. Not predicting that as the score, just breaking it down easy for you. But, I mean, two teams that are rolling. I also kind of like San Francisco -3.5 here. Their defense is very good. And Eagles got a young team. I'm not sure how their O-line's doing. So those are going to be my two on this game.
Well, I'm going to have to disagree with you on one of those picks, Connor.
Fair enough.
And it's not the over.
Ooh.
I like the Eagles to win this game. Eagles fans, they've had a rough go at it. You know, they had that one big season where, you know, Big Dick Nick came in there, won them a Super Bowl, left the next year. I like that. I don't like that. I hate the Eagles personally, but I do like the Eagles this week. Money line looks to be about +165. They're the dogs this week. The Eagles are a young team for sure, but the combination of Jalen Hurts and Devonta Smith is really something to be like in awe of right now. You know, that's a very good young duo. And what I'm starting to think is maybe the league might need time to figure the two of those guys out. So I really like the two of them to connect a lot. And I have a feeling, yeah, you know, don't get me wrong. That Niners defense, it's crazy. It's been crazy forever. They got a Bosa brother out there. You know, he's doing his thing, right? One of the Bosas is on the Nick. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Second guess myself for a second there. I mean, he's an absolute savage. I don't know how I could second guess myself there, but the Eagles +165 are going to get it done. I do like the over, but I like the Eagles money line. That won't be in a parlay or anything. I don't want that to screw up any of my parlays this weekend, but Eagles +165. I have a feeling that is going to be a very good pick, and I like the Eagles. They're another dark horse team that might make a run. You know, I personally had the Giants to win the division. Guess what? After week 1, I'm looking at those Eagles and saying it could be them. There might be a reason why they were, you know, further up there than the Giants. So I like
one thing you said really hit home with me, the Devonta Smith touchdown prop. I think that's going to be something a lot of people are going to be looking at for this week and the coming weeks of this season. Now, he might look like the Slim Reaper out there, but he can ball. We saw what he did at Alabama. So probably got to be looking at every week.
Absolutely, yo. Devonta Smith, I have a feeling he's going to be putting up some solid rookie numbers. Let the league figure him out for next season. This season, though, it could be a big season for Philadelphia. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him down in the playoffs, you know, come November, December, maybe even February. No, I'm just kidding. But Tyler, what do you think?
I like what you both said. For me, that over seems just a little high. I wouldn't bet the under though. Like, I would just stay away from that entirely personally. When Keith said he liked the Eagles, I was like, huh, me too. I was thinking it, and you said it. I was like, I like that too. Eagles +3s, like they looked way better because we have to talk to Skids because he literally told us his own team was going to lose bad. And then they just showed up and beat the brakes off the Falcons. So we'll have to talk to Skids about that next time he's on here. But yeah, Eagles +3.5 is something I'm digging.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I mean, not even plus 3.5. I like them outright to win it because plus 3.5, that's a little too close for my liking. I feel like that with a margin like that, I want to just pick them to win the whole game. But I don't really have any other picks that I'm super comfortable giving out on here. Possibly the over in the Titans Seahawks game. That's another last minute addition that I'm looking at now. That's at 54. I think maybe Derrick Henry puts a couple in the end zone. Russell Wilson does his thing. Pass it over to DK Metcalf quite a bit. It's a tough one. That's another tough one. Both pretty solid defenses. Ryan Tannehill's looking pretty good. I think that over 54 could be pretty solid.
Yeah, it could be good. I like the player props, anytime touchdowns and that more. Throw Derrick Henry, Lockett, a couple other players. Just bets to think about, depending on the odds and how they come out in like a 2-3 leg parlay.
I also think, oddly enough, possibly the Jaguars. Now, they looked like complete ass in week one. But when you have that combination, right, you have Urban Meyers coming from coaching college ball. You have Trevor Lawrence and a bunch of young guys that are coming from playing college ball. There might be like those week one, I hope not, week two types of jitters, types of putting things together. Now, there's no denying that like Trevor Lawrence will probably have a great NFL career. If he doesn't, then we just lost one of the best college football quarterbacks of all time's legacies to the league. But I do think that eventually one of these weeks they're going to put it together. So I'm going to be sprinkling a little bit week after week on the Jaguars. I'm sure week after week they will be heavy dogs like they are this week, plus 225. But I feel like that little bit of a sprinkle right there might be the way to go because one of these weeks they're going to put it together and we're going to be like, okay, this is a good combination, Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence and all those weapons they got out there. They got Chenault and they got some good guys out there for the Jags. So I think one of these weeks they're going to put it together. Maybe it won't be this week, but I will give it a little bit of a sprinkle. What do you guys think about that? Are you guys like anti-Jags right now, or?
I mean, after I was high on them last week. I was like, Tyrod Taylor's never lived up to much, and then he just told me to go fuck myself. And Houston rolled the Jags. So I might be iffy, recency bias and all, it happens. I might be iffy on them. But I think I just saw a stat. I don't know. That game was Trevor Lawrence's first loss in a regular season of any kind, including high school or college.
Wow.
In his entire career of playing football. It's his first regular season loss because they lost Notre Dame, but he wasn't playing. So that's his first regular season loss in his football career, essentially, unless you want to go back to Pee Wee's. But I doubt he even lost that. I think that's wild.
What I would like to believe is that stung him a lot, and he won't let that happen 2 weeks in a row. That's my thinking there is like maybe he'll come out and be absolutely electric again this week. He wasn't bad, but like certainly wasn't NFL caliber what we would expect from a guy like that, when you have Trevor Lawrence behind center, you expect every game to be a win for that stat that you just provided right there. So, yeah, it's.
I mean, my bad for cutting you off. I mean, I'd be leaning your way. I like how Teddy Bridgewater played against the Giants yesterday. Only reason I'm sort of leaning with you is -6 is big. It's a big spread for the Broncos to cover,
Yeah. Well, I'm taking Jags money line.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I would go with it, I'd be going Jags +6. You're feeling a little more ballsy, but I do like where your head's at.
Yeah.
I have one more pick for you guys. Bills -3 against the Dolphins. Now they put up a poor showing against the Steelers, who look revitalized. Big Ben looked like he can make plays. Nothing crazy, nothing too fancy. Get the job done. 7-point win. Dolphins defense is nowhere near as good as the Steelers and TJ Watt's $112 million contract, which he certainly lived up to in one game. But no, the Bills are going to win this game. They'll cover that 3-point margin. And for the high expectations, they need to have a comeback win. It's like a can't lose game for them. Because the division's getting better this year. The Dolphins are going to be good. And the Pats potentially could be pretty solid this year. So they're going to need to do something to break away early so they have no pressure coming down the stretch. I think I'm going to put the tag on it. Can't lose game for them this week in week 2. Division rival, 3 points, not terribly much to cover. And just not going against that insane defense that Pittsburgh rolls out. I think they get it done.
Yeah.
I don't hate the pick at all.
No.
So what we're going to do now, we don't have Skids with us this week. And Skids, he had some pretty fire player props last week. And I am not going to lie, I'm having some pretty insane inclement weather here out of nowhere. Just like, inclement means it's incoming. Anyways, thunder and lightning, dude. My Wi-Fi is a little unstable. You might have seen me glitch out there for a second. Hope I wasn't making any stupid faces when I froze on your screens. But either way, maybe that'll make for a good thumbnail for later. But what we're going to do now is just drop a couple of players that we think are going to score touchdowns for anytime touchdown props. So I'll rattle off a couple. I like Devonta Adams. Devonta Adams is poised for a big week. Didn't really have a big week last week. I think if anybody is going to be consistently scoring on the Packers, it's going to be Devonta Adams. Also, Devontae Smith, mentioned that before. I also like those might be my 2 this week. You know what? Now that I'm looking at it, those might be my 2 guys. I also think another guy to watch out for in the coming weeks are probably Saquon Barkley for sure. Saquon's going to get his legs under him. We're just waiting for that to happen over here in Giants land. But, we're just waiting for Saquon to get his legs under him again. And Christian McCaffrey. I feel like those are my 4 guys right there. You put a little parlay on it, wrap it up, seal it with a bow, seal it with a kiss, whatever you're into. Those are my guys this week. Do you guys have any guys to watch out for?
Yeah, I got a bunch. Nick Chubb, big game yesterday. He's going to keep it rolling. They're going to keep feeding him the rock. He'll have a tutty. Stephon Diggs, scoreless yesterday. He's going to be due kind of in the same vein as Devonta Adams with your thought process, and I'm going to be riding with him as well. And then you got to go Kamara. He's going to have a big game. He's going to have one in the air or on the ground, one or the other, but he's going to get a score in Carolina.
Yeah. Tyler, how about you, brother?
Yeah, Connor, you beat me to it. Nick Chubb. There was a play in that game where literally the Browns their O-line just parted the seas, like something you don't see in the NFL often. He just trotted 20 yards to the end zone. I feel like if they're going to play that well, he'll definitely find his way to the end zone. I also like either Cooper Kupp or Robert Woods of the Rams.
Woods.
Either one of them, it's hard to say. Sometimes they both score, but usually at least one of them gets to the end zone in the game. It's whoever you like. They usually get pretty good odds because of both wide receivers. Robert Woods gets that jet sweep a lot that we see, so that could be interesting. Other than that, I don't have any other props. Nick Chubb was my biggest one just because he's gonna get the rock a lot for the Browns.
I got a parlay for you guys. And Seahawks Titans. Gonna be a shootout. Derrick Henry didn't score yesterday, bad game. He's coming back with a touchdown. Also throw Tyler Lockett, and I had one in the bank in my dome, but we'll just go those 2 for now. But get back to you with another one. Make the odds a little bit more juicy for you.
All right. Well, do you guys have any more thoughts, any more picks that you want to share before we wrap this bad boy up?
All I have is college football. I know that. Yeah,
college football picks. Let's go, baby.
The one that I like early, and I like it now. I can't even. I don't know if the fact that an SEC anyway. Auburn is +6 against Penn State. Penn State is just. I live in Pennsylvania. From Pennsylvania, you know, Penn State is just not there this year. Sean Clifford as a quarterback, very indecisive. I've watched him play. Like, he's quick, but he'll scramble, and then he won't cross the line of scrimmage, decide to pull up the pass, take a sack. He's not sure what to do. They could prove me wrong, but, I mean, call it SEC bias. I think that they're going to Happy Valley and make it a little less happy. I like Auburn +6.
All right. I like that too. Penn State helped me out this weekend. I was at the bar on Saturday night, and there was a guy wearing a Penn State hat who was hogging up a bunch of room, packed bar, waiting forever to get a drink. And I just walked up to him and said, "We are." And he said, "Penn State. We are Penn State." And I was like, "Hey, buddy, can I slide past you and buy a drink real quick?" "Oh, sure." That was that. That's what Penn State has done for me lately. You got any more of those? Any college football picks, Tyler? Or is that about it?
Be wary of UGA South Carolina over.
Well, we already let the people know last week.
Oh, I know. Listen, I didn't put up a pick for them the past 2 weeks. I usually don't gamble on their games. I usually don't. But the way Georgia's backup quarterback they just put up 52 points with half their backups in just because they can. The over. South Carolina has a grad assistant playing quarterback, I think, is still the case there. If I remember correctly, at least for the first game, they had no quarterback. They had a grad assistant with 1 year eligibility suit up to play QB. Wow. So the Dogs could run it up. Obviously, take that with a grain of salt.
Fair enough. I do like that, actually, when you put it like that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, is that it for you then?
Yeah, that's all I got.
I remember. Before we go, I remembered who I wanted in that Titans Seahawks prop parlay. Ed Metcalf to that. So Derrick Henry, Metcalf, and Lockett.
I like that parlay a lot. All right, so we are going to wrap up this episode of Pickin' 6. I do want to say Skids, Mac, Fred, Tom, all of our boys, Joe, we miss you guys. Can't wait to see you back on here very soon, and I'm sure the people at home cannot wait either. If we have any last-minute picks or any changes, any blogs going up on our site, pickinwinners.org, on our Instagram or Twitter, which are both @_pickinwinners, anything like that. Or you can also follow our personal Twitter handles, which will be down here below our handsome. Well, these guys are handsome. Me, I mean, not so much, but
you're handsome too, Keith. Don't worry.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Our Twitter handles will be there, as well as like the links to our Twitters and Instagrams and our highly touted, incredible, well put together website. That'll be down there below as well. Make sure you check all that stuff out. If you've made it this far and you're not hitting the like button, well, you kind of suck. So hit the like button. Hit the subscribe. Hit the little bell next to it so that you get notified when we put up new videos and you don't miss any picks. Tyler, Connor, thank you for joining me this week. Hopefully I won't be eating Wendy's chicken nuggets next week, and I'll be dining on surf and turf like a king.
Boys, it's been a pleasure. Get the money.
Yeah, we like that. Surf and turf. Even though 4 for 4s, you can't hate. I mean, I would like to think that our gambling picks could put somebody with a nice meal for the week. I like that a lot.
Well, I haven't gotten evicted yet, so still paying rent. All right, fellas, have a great night.
Deuces.
Later, boys.